Hey, what is up guys, it's Galaxytech here, coming you guys today with a brand new Cyberdragon deck profile for this current format. Please note that this is a TCG version because we haven't actually got Infinity yet, but I figured since we're getting Infinity, I'll show you guys what I'm playing in Cyberdragons at the current, at this current time. So yeah. So, starting off with the 3 Cyberdragons, of course this is absolutely mandatory. 3 Cyberdragon core, because it searches your searcher basically. It searches your cyber repair plant, and it also searches your fusion support, which is really, it's kind of gimmicky, but it's really good. So yeah, and also it's when it's in your graveyard and you control not monsters, you can, and your opponent does, you can banish it and pull any Cyberdragon monster from your deck, which is really useful. So you could actually pull a Cyberdragon core from your deck and then use Machine Duplication, which is really useful. So yeah, then playing 3 copies of Cyberdragon Drei, because when you normal summon it, you want to make all your Cyberdragons level 5 and go for your rank 5 plays, which is really useful. So yeah, then playing 3 copies of Galaxy Soldier, because we really want, like, it's really useful for just accelerating your rank 5 plays. And also I'm playing this over Quick Draw Synchron because you can actually search this with Cyber Repair Plant, whereas you can't search Quick Draw at all. You'd have to play tuning and stuff, and this is not Infinity Turbo. I do not center my build around Cyberdragon Infinity. When I'm playing online, Infinity is kind of a very good card to play, but I prefer to actually center mine around fusions because that's how Cyberdragons were always meant to be played. So yeah, then playing 2 copies of Honest, because, you know, all lights, why not? And lastly, 1 copy of Toon Cyberdragon, because, as I said with this Cyberdragon core, you can banish this and summon 1 Cyberdragon monster. This is a Cyberdragon monster because it has Cyberdragon in its name. Also note that while I am eagerly anticipating Cybernetic Rampage Dragon being announced for Breakers of Shadow, that also requires 1 or more Cyberdragon monsters, so this is really useful for that as well, in anticipation. So yeah. Spells, I'm playing 3 copies of Power Bond, only 2 ultras and 1 common, so do excuse that, any people with OCD. Yeah, because you really want to, this is just the best fusion spell ever, I think. It's just too good not to play, especially in tandem with Cybernetic fusion support. Fusion support plus this equals game, basically. It allows you to dig through your graveyard with this and get a 5600 Cyber Twin Dragon, or worse. So, yeah. Then searches, 3 Cyber Repair Plant, so I don't need to explain this. Searchable. This is a searchable search card. You search it with Cyberdragon core. You can, we mainly want to pull our Galaxy Soldiers from the deck with this, but you can pull any Cyberdragon as well that you need, like Core or Drei or the regular Cyberdragon. Then some more searches, playing 3 copies of Fusion Conscription. I'm very iffy about this. When Infinity comes out, I might actually drop this down to 2, because it does clog at times and it does jam up plays. It's really helpful if your hand is absolutely dead and there's nothing you can do that turn. But other than that, I just don't really think it's great at the moment. Then playing 3 copies of Upstart Goblin, because we want to thin the deck as much as possible to get to our cards as quick as possible. So yeah. Then I'm playing 2 copies of Machine Duplication, because you summon core, get a search, you use Machine Duplication, you pull 2 Cyberdragons from the deck. We all know how that works. Then I'm playing 2 copies of Instant Fusion, to round off the 2-ofs, because we are playing 2 Panzer Dragon in the extra deck, as you can see, and we really want to go for our rank 5 plays. It really helps. So yeah. Then for the 1-ofs, playing 1 Fusion Support, of course, it's searchable, 1 Foolish Burial, because it's helpful to set up for our Cyber Repair Plants to work. We need a Cyberdragon in the graveyard, so Foolish Burial is the right way to go, I guess. And 1 Raigeki to round off the spells. I would actually consider dropping some stuff, so I might consider dropping a Fusion Conscription for a Soul Charge or an Overload Fusion. Overload Fusion more in the case of if we get Rampage Dragon. Otherwise, I'd drop Conscription for a Soul Charge. So yeah, that's the spells. So for the traps, we haven't actually got that many. So we're playing 3 copies of Trap Stun because we want our plays to go off. Although I would cut all 3 Trap Stun from the build the moment we get Infinity in the TCG, because Infinity basically just compensates for us running Trap Stun. Really, it's just better than that. So yeah, and then finally 3 copies of Reckless Greed because we want to get to our cards as quick as possible. So that basically just means turboing through the deck. That's why we play upstarts and searchers and stuff. So yeah, that's all the main deck. So now for the extra deck. So I'm going to explain some of the choices in here, obviously. I probably don't need to explain the first few because, you know, Cyberdragon cards. So we're playing 1 copy of End Dragon because when Nova dies you get this, or you get another card which I'm playing as a beat stick. So Cyber End Dragon's a 4000 beat stick and it's just a really nice card to play. I love this card so much, it's one of my favourites. 1 copy of Overdragon, just in case there is that time when you can dig through your graveyard and root out all the machines in there with Cybernetic Fusion support and Power Bond. This becomes the worst nightmare for your opponent. So yeah, playing 2 copies of Cyber Twin Dragon because this is just your main go-to fusion monster. It's just too good not to play. But I would, for the moment anyway, I would drop it as soon as we get our Rampage Dragon, which I'm really hoping, as I'm sure you're aware, very soon, I'm hoping. So yeah. And then playing 2 copies of Chimeratech Fortress Dragon. But if you haven't picked them up already, now is going to be, it might be quite a nightmare to pick up this card because people have been panic buying, I guess, all the price hype for Cyber Dragons. I'd recommend Card Market actually for this. This is really good to play, especially if you're playing Machine Duplication. Not Machine Duplication, DNA Surgery, that was it. So yeah, excuse me for that. Right, for the other fusions, I'm playing 1 Barbaroid, the Ultimate Battle Machine. So I'll explain this. I actually got this idea from Yugi Nono, so shout out to him for that. When Nova dies, you can get either your Barbaroid or your Cyber Twin Dragon, because Barbaroid has a really amazing ability, as I shall read out now. This card can attack twice during each battle phase. You cannot attack your opponent directly with it, but after damage calculation, if this card attacks your opponent's monster, you can negate the effects of that monster, including in the graveyard. So this basically runs over Shaddolls and Burning Abyss, which is really quite useful as well. And then if it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, it inflicts 1000 damage to your opponent. So it burns it's just an absolute tank of a card to play, and it's a 4000 beat stick and a 4000 wall. So yeah, no way in hell that I would not play this. For the current moment, I think I might drop it if we get Rampage, just to make room for my ideal Cyber Dragon build. And then lastly, 2 Panzer Dragon to round off the fusions. You guys know why we're playing this, because it's your instant fusion target, and also because it's actually got a pretty good ability actually if your Xyz plays get blocked. So yeah. So the Xyz monsters playing. Don't hate me for this, guys, but I'm playing 3 copies of Cyber Dragon Nova because you can make 3. You can make 3 in 1 turn. I know because I've tried it. I've made 3 in 1 turn before, and it's really great. The only real problem I have with it now is that we don't have Infinity yet, but we will soon, and I'm very much looking forward to that. So yeah, and then 1 Pleiades, of course. Why wouldn't you run this? 1 Volcasaurus because it helps for your OTK pushes if you really want, or just to get problem cards out of the way. Then lastly 1 TRS Keeper of Genesis, just generic rank 5, I guess. So yeah, that rounds off all the cards in the deck basically. So yeah, that is the end of the profile, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you guys consider building Cyber Dragons, because they are going to be so amazing when Infinity comes out. I mean, Clownblade is too, but I really love it. I'd really love to run Cyber Dragons for the main reason. So yeah, hope you liked the good video, guys. If you liked it, don't forget to leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed. So yeah, I'll catch you guys later.